Thank you for joining us. We have some big news as Mazda has finally unveiled their latest SUV, the CX-70. They've been teasing this vehicle for a while and we've been pretty excited because we always like the CX-90, but it's big. It's a big three-row and it's kind of heavy, so it might not be the best place to showcase that new turbocharged inline-six engine. Well, the CX-70 is going to be a little smaller as a two-row, so maybe that's the right place. As the name suggests, 70 is going to fit between the compact CX-50 and the three-row CX-90. Now, Mazda didn't give too many details, but we do know that the CX-70 is going to use the same engines as the CX-90. So that means it gets the 3.3-liter turbocharged inline-six, but they didn't say if it'll have the high output and the low output. My guess is it probably will, which means it should have about 280 or 340 depending on tune. Now, it's also going to get the 2.5-liter hybrid plug-in, and that should make about 323 horsepower like it does in the current model, although we don't know specifics yet. Another thing they didn't say for sure, but I would assume, is that the CX-70 will use the 8-speed automatic and probably come with standard all-wheel drive. It would really be cool if it came with a rear-wheel drive model though, since Mazda is really pushing that the CX-70 is going to be a driver's first vehicle, even if it is a big two-row SUV. The brand also claims that the vehicle should be able to tow quite a bit of weight. Again, no specifics, but the CX-90 does tow 5,000 pounds, so probably around there. And the footage you're looking at is maybe the coolest B-roll a manufacturer has ever given me. Since there aren't many details, we can really just talk about the styling. If you look at the CX-70 on the front, it differs a bit from the CX-90 in the lower bumper has two large plastic openings on either side, whereas the 90 didn't have that. In the middle of the bumper, there's a bit of a strip that's separated from the rest of the bumper on the 70. From the rear, they look very much the same, the taillights and everything. Again, the only real difference is the lower bumper. There seems to be a different finish on the 70. And from the side profile, unsurprisingly, it's a very similar shape, but the 70 doesn't quite have that sort of bubble at the very back where the third row goes in the 90. It's more of a smooth sort of shape down. It's just better in proportion all around. Inside, expect the usual Mazda interior, so it'll be pretty close probably to what the CX-50 and the CX-90 has. There's going to be a choice of materials and colors and textures. The one area the brand really wanted to highlight is this red interior that they say is inspired by the 100th anniversary MX-5 Miata. So maybe you're towing a Miata in your SUV that kind of looks like a Miata inside? Maybe not. Of course, by only having two rows, that means there's a lot more cargo area in the back, and despite the sort of raked roof, there seems to be a nice big compartment. And if that's not enough, there's extra storage, including a sort of sub-trunk underneath the load floor that you could put valuables in that are out of prying eyes. Now on the technology front, again, Mazda wasn't very forthcoming with details, but they did highlight one new feature called unresponsive driver support, which basically means if a driver doesn't respond to a series of increasingly aggressive alerts, the vehicle will think that they're probably unconscious, and it will slow the vehicle down slowly and go to a complete stop until authorities can come and assist. Of course, like is all the rage right now, Amazon Alexa will be available so you can talk to it and have it do things like adjust the temperature, change the radio station, or even talk to your smartphone that's connected to the vehicle. Now, there aren't many details, like I said, but at least we have all of these video and images to look at. I expect we'll get to know a little bit more closer to the launch date, including specifications, pricing, and all that good stuff. But for now, this is what the CX-70 is going to look like, and thank you for tuning in.